recording.
Because
Episode 5. A very special army. November 26, 0087. Lance, the last couple of days, the brigade has made a pursuit of the fleeing Special Coastal Army as they go up north towards the mass driver. How are you doing in the couple of days since the last episode?
Lance is back to his good old self, eating spam from a can as he kind of looks around. He's just been kind of hanging out, adjusting to the new name. He's gotten his tag and paperwork updated. I really think that's what he spent the most of his time doing, updating all the bureaucracy. So there is like a little morose air about him as he hasn't been around fighting as many people as he wants to.
Well, the brigade has, at least your battalion, has yet to really contact the enemy since Dakar.
Just because the enemy isn't around doesn't mean there's no one to fight.
Could go pick a fight with someone?
That's what he usually does. Is the come with me now. He hasn't had time to do that, so it's been remarkably peaceful around the battalion for a bit because Lands isn't Pokemon rival appearing in people's areas.
That's hilarious. It's currently 5 a.m. The last 2 days of your life have mostly been mount up at like 7 sharp, drive for 8 to 12 hours, set up camp, do it again the next day. Uh, how are you finding the desert?
It's not good for the spam.
Is this your first time in a desert? Or
I don't think it's Lands' first time. He hasn't spent a lot of time in deserts, but he's been in one before,
I see. Okay, okay, okay.
and I think he does appreciate the beauty of desert.
Have you had a routine, like walking about before you officially have to be up?
Staring morosely out the window because he has to do paperwork, and when he's not doing paperwork, yes, you're absolutely right. He's been just kind of walking about, kicking rock.
Well, it's not really a window. You live in a tent.
You know what I mean? The metaphorical window of life.
The window of life. Uh, as you're strolling about in the wee hours of the morning, what are you thinking about the state of your team?
What a shit show. Oh well.
I see.
Real. Real.
He doesn't understand why these people are so crazy. Is really what it comes down.
Oh, he doesn't. He thinks they're crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could you explain why for our dear audience?
They're possessed by the disease of wrath and sadness.
I see. I see. As you're walking about, you notice another figure who isn't a sentry. It's the colonel.
Lane's quickly kind of becomes a little more attentive, but with refrains from saluting since they're out and about in early morning hours, which is the perfect time to get shot in the head.
By a Titan sniper.
Just goes, "Hello, ma'am."
Ah, morning, Lance.
I'm having trouble doing the Lands voice today, everyone, by the way, because I have a sore throat. So Lands' voice has gone down like a pitch. Don't worry about
It's early in the morning.
it. Yeah, exactly.
You
And he
need your
just
It's
goes,
coffee.
okay,
"Yeah,
Lance can have the plague.
it's good to see you, ma'am. How are you?"
But fine enough as it is. And you?
"No complaints, ma'am."
Didn't you? I heard about what was it with the lieutenant commander? Yes,
Lieutenant Commander Hunt? Yeah.
the business with you and her.
Yes, I am now.
Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. It's an honor to have the name.
Well, how is your team aim doing, Lieutenant?
It's a bit of a shit show, ma'am, but nothing I can't handle.
She raises her eyebrow. How so?
Well, Second Lieutenant Connie wants to murder Sergeant Ann, who murdered his best friend back when he was serving at Dakar. Clyde is a conspiracy theorist who's rapidly unraveling as he tries to figure out who's who and what's what. Patch continues to torment himself over the guilt of civilian deaths and cannot move on from that until he is punished in some way or otherwise achieves enough arbitrary good that outweighs the bad. And altogether, they've kind of just ended up in a spiral of despair and mutual sadness.
I see. I suppose you should get on that then.
Doing my best, ma'am.
Are you sure?
Well, I think so.
Well, they are your primary weapon, no?
Yeah, Lance actually kind of looks confused at that, and he goes, "Ma'am,
What? You're a commanding officer. The brigade is
yeah,
my
but
weapon.
well, my primary weapon is my mobile suit, ma'am, and my beam saber."
Incorrect.
Lance tilts his head. He doesn't look upset or angry or anything. He looks kind of just curious.
As the ranking officer, your primary job is to lead the team. Whether or not that's on foot in a mobile suit or from a ship is very much irrelevant. Your ability to coordinate your pilots is by far your most important task.
I'd like to think I've been doing good with that so far, ma'am, but I don't know. It's easy to sharpen up your skills with a mobile suit. You just get in the thing. I don't really know what I'm doing wrong with these ones. And it's kind of hard to think of people as weapons.
Well, the people are not weapons, they are all components of the unit. And just
So the
as a mobile suit requires maintenance on its individual parts, so too does the team.
well, but with the mobile suit, I would send it to the engineers and the mechanic. I
You
don't really
see,
have a mechanic for people.
yes, you do. That would be your job, Lieutenant.
I feel like I missed some critical education on how to fix people, man. I think Gomind's laughing. I think that's what.
I'm just having to stop myself from laughing, actually. Big difference.
Congratulations, Lance. You've made God himself laugh.
At the sheer
Lance is God's
audacity.
silliest soldier.
Lieutenant, you don't have to be their therapists. That's not our job description.
What's that, ma'am?
A therapist?
Yes, ma'am.
A doctor of the mind? I just
Huh?
imagine they're staring at each other.
Yeah, he kind of just goes, huh? Well, wouldn't you want a doctor of the mind to deal with people breaking down?
Well, we do have chaplains for that, but their role is for much larger units than just a single MS team. You don't have to make sure they're doing 100%, but you do need to make sure they're of clear enough mind to fight. And that the morale is high as you can get it, without being dangerously overconfident.
Well, ma'am, I'm happy to hear your suggestions. It's clear you're more experienced with this than I am.
She starts rubbing her chin. Well, there are two solutions, Lieutenant. Either you force them to work together and get over their personal animosities by sheer force of professionalism, or you request one of them transferred out. Given how early days this issue sounds, I would suggest at least attempting to smooth things over.
So, how would I do this through sheer force of professionalism?
Well,
You're not talking wall to wall counseling, are you? I don't really like that.
could you say that again so Gallman can hear?
You're not talking wall to wall counseling or corrections, are you? I don't really like those.
No, it's just reminding everyone of the importance of their jobs outweighs their personal feelings. We have a job to do.
So I should remind them of the program?
Or at least that the importance of the fight outweighs their hatred, any potential hatred of between the two of them.
I think I get it. So this is why Lieutenant Commander Hunt wanted me to study the AEUG's program, so I could be a political officer.
No.
No.
Lance, as an officer, you have to see the bigger picture. Even if you're not a political officer, you need to have at least some understanding of why you're here doing the things you're doing.
But if I'm an officer who knows politics and uses politics to handle and corral my troops, isn't that being a political officer? He tilts his head.
No, because your main job is not that.
But you just said my main job was keeping them together, and the best way to keep them together is through force of professionalism and keeping them on mission.
Yes. Your
Which the mission
primary
is.
thing is keeping them on the mission is just a tertiary, a supplementary, a duty you have to making sure they're combat effective.
Oh, okay, so I see. The primary purpose is combat effectiveness, of which reminding them of the mission is one tool to wield. So I could put on the hat of a political officer, but I'm not primarily a political officer. I'm whatever I need to be to keep them in fighting shape. Is that right, ma'am?
I believe that's a good enough approximation of it, yeah. Yeah, you got the right stab at it.
He nods slowly. Do you have any recommended things I should look at before I do this, or any other advice, or is that it?
Sergeant Anne, um, she's struggling. Rag?
Yag.
No, this is Mista not remembering. I go mine remember.
Ah.
Lance doesn't know her surname either, so he just nods.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
Raggedy fucking Anne.
She is a rag. Anyways. And Lieutenant Duos. The age, for one thing, as an officer, Duos should know better, for one thing. And if he knows he cannot keep his cool, he should remove himself from the situation.
Well, I think Duos would have, but Connie is a little bit of a different issue.
Who's Connie?
Oh, that's Duos' secret identity, ma'am. He's a one-year war ace pilot.
I see.
Anyways, Duos was a very disciplined, good soldier, followed orders, got the job done. But this Connie guy kind of just seems like an emotional wreck.
Well, I suppose it would be your job to remind him to keep his emotions in check, no?
If only I could make him put on a mask that would just said Duos. That probably wouldn't help. Anyways, well, thank you for the advice, ma'am. I think I have an idea of how I'm going to approach.
Well, best of luck. You know, beautiful night out. Well, morning,
Absolutely,
really.
ma'am. Thank you for your advice. And never fear. Worst case, I have my pistol.
Please don't shoot your subordinates.
Huh? I didn't mean like that.
As opposed to...
Well, I thought I might be able to do a metaphor about an empty pistol can't do anything, and but a pistol with a round in the chamber is always ready to go off, and you need to just have all the rounds loaded, but not in the chamber until it's ready to go. Was that a bad metaphor, ma'am? He kind of looks a little dejected.
Well, it does suppose that, as it implies that they are disposable, which isn't really true.
Yeah, you're right. I'm the only disposable one on the team, so I gotta work on that a bit more.
She raises her eyebrow. You are actually the least disposable, Lieutenant.
Why?
You're the commanding officer.
Oh, okay, I see. So because I have to maintain the unit as a weapon, I can't actually be disposed of.
Correct.
But wouldn't that logically follow that they are more disposable than me by that logic? I don't really
More
like that.
disposable doesn't mean disposable. They are all valuable. Do you have any
Oh,
idea
this.
how
I,
how long it takes to replace a pilot?
no, ma'am, but I understand because Lieutenant Commander Hunt told me that the Federal Infantry has this sort of program where if there's a chemical weapons attack and you don't have any of your usual detection device, you'll just have the least mission essential member take off his mask and stand in the gas to see if it's lethal or not. So it's kind of like that, where no one's disposable, but we're all mission expedient.
I suppose that's one way to look at it, if unnecessarily grim.
Well, could you tell me what it's like being a Xeon officer, ma'am? Maybe that'll help.
She looks a little uncomfortable. I'm not sure you'd want to know.
Why wouldn't I? It changed my life.
As it did ours, mostly for the worse.
Yes, but we're now channeling that training and experience to a good cause, aren't we?
I suppose it's a poor consolation to the dead.
Well, it's not about giving consolations to the dead, it's about forging ahead for the living.
You know, Lance, that's quite easy
Yes,
to
ma'am.
say when you've killed 2 people?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, it's very different when you're involved in things like Operation British.
Well, I was there, technically.
On on the receiving end.
Yes. He just kind of stares at her, confused.
Is there anything else you need, Lieutenant?
Oh, no, ma'am. Sorry to bother you.
It wasn't a bother at all. Well, Lance, see you on the road today.
See you, ma'am. And Lance hops to it, walking away.
Clyde, Patch.
Yeah, that's me. Hi.
The
Hello.
2 of you feel a hand on your shoulders, like shaking you awake.
Patch like jumps and kind of like reacts by grabbing the wrist, like he feels like he's going to be attacked, and then like would calm down depending on who it is who's shaking me awake.
It's Lieutenant Gennari from 3rd Team. Hey, get up. Breakfast.
Oh shit!
5 more minutes.
Get the hell up.
Wait.
Clyde, get up. We only have 30 to eat.
Yeah, and if we don't get up now, we're not going to get anything good. Come on.
Fine. Clyde rolls out of bed.
Trust me, I'd rather sleep more too.
You 2 walk out of your foxhole. Patch.
Mhm.
You grab your duffel bag with your personal belongings. Please roll me expression tact.
Oh fuck. Okay. My computer decided it wanted to shut down. Does anyone have my character sheet
One moment.
available?
I'm so sorry. I had it open and then my computer crashed.
Right when you needed it, because your computer hates specifically you.
It does. It's alive and it hates me.
You need to roll
I
a
mean,
5.
I need to roll a 5? Okay. I mean, really, this is my fault for pulling it up on the art computer, which is alive and hates me.
Why
That
is
is
it like
not. That is not a 5.
What is it?
It's a 7.
Ooh, 2 failures.
Yeah.
Clyde,
Yes.
as you two are walking over to your impromptu and very temporary mess tent, you look over to the pictures in Patch's hands. You know, the ones he took with his brand new kind of shitty camera. You know, it's one of those ones where you take a picture and it instantly pops out.
hmm
Mostly landscapes at the moment.
Are they any good?
No, they're kind of bad actually. Bit out of focus, really. Doesn't help that the camera's not the greatest.
I wish we could have gotten you a better camera.
It's all right. This is better than what I had, which was nothing. So I'll take what I can get.
I guess.
Thank you, though. Seriously, I really appreciate it.
No problem.
I have a question for you, Clyde.
Yes.
What are you thinking about the events of last episode right now?
He's just kind of been silently just simmering with anger.
About
Just
who?
about a lot of things. Just what he saw at the new type lab, his aunt. We're still fighting Titans. It's just all annoying him.
What are you thinking about the Anne and Duos situation?
Cruel twist of fate. Someone's having a laugh upstairs.
Actually, I believe there was something you said to me in private conversation that you wanted to bring up in a moment like this about Lieutenant Lance. A concern you have about him.
Could you remind me which part?
Hold on, let me.
There's a lot to be concerned about.
No, there isn't. You all just can't handle the grind. So
And you have a team member to externalize these thoughts with.
Patch, how far do
Yeah.
you think Lands would go if Hunt asked him to do something?
I mean, he obeys her every word, so probably whatever she asked of him.
What happens if she asks him to go against us?
I was afraid you were gonna say that. I trust Lance. He's my friend. I don't want to sound like I don't have faith in his ability to lead us or anything, but I don't know. Kind of reminds me of. I guess he kind of reminds me of how I just take orders from my dad and didn't really think about it or want to think about it. I think Hunt's on the right side, and that's good, but
For now, and she hasn't made a mistake that I know about, but I could see it happening easily.
it's
He more
just.
reminds me of Anne.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that's any way for somebody to live. I think that all it's gotten me is just hurt. If you trust somebody that much, if you hang on to their every word, you stop seeing things for what they really are. Really, you stop seeing them as the person they actually are. They just become whoever you want them to be, and then you're blind to what's really going on. And then you make mistakes you can't take back.
More of a weapon than a person.
Yeah.
I'll have to pick his brain about it.
I don't think talking about it directly would end well, though.
I'm just talking hypotheticals. I'm not gonna push him to punch me in the face or something.
Oh, be careful about that. He seems to confuse that with fun and squad bonding activities. He hasn't tried to fight me yet. Yet.
Uh,
Hey, Lance,
Yes, sir.
you hear Pat's talking about Pat getting the chance to fight you. You know what that sounds like to you?
God.
A,
Oh,
Lance,
a
no!
great
yeah.
time.
Lance turns the
No!
corner, having spent the last few days bored out of his mind, unable to fight anyone, constantly doing bureaucratic paperwork. He hears his friend say that, and he basically appears from fucking nowhere, still wearing his slouch hat, throws his arm around Patch's shoulders. Has to like lean up to do so, by the way, by quite a bit.
Because he's
He
so
goes,
tall.
"Patch, you were looking for a fight, warrant officer?
Ah!
Oh, no.
Ah!
What you guys talking
Um,
about?"
we were talking about how you have a tendency to drag people into fights, and
Only if they want
how
to fight.
yeah, and I'd rather not.
Oh, okay,
I
that's
mean,
fine.
I guess if you want to like spar
Patch,
in
it's okay to
mobile
say you
suits,
don't
I
want to do
guess.
something. Patch, it's okay to say you don't want to do something, full stop. You do not have to elaborate or explain it to me. I respect it.
Uh, okay.
So if you don't want to fight, you don't want to fight. He kind of just nods, giving a smile, and then looks at Clyde. Clyde, you want to fight?
no.
Oh, well, worth a shot. So, what else were you guys talking about? No one talk up all
I
at once, guys.
I got a new camera. Um, the pictures are kind of shitty, but if you squint at them, you can recognize most of what's in frame. I swear I used to be better at taking pictures. I'm a little out of practice, considering I left my camera when I left.
Is it the same type of camera as the one you had?
No, um, this one, it develops the film instantly, and the one I had before was a bit more advanced. You had to actually develop the photos by hand, and it was a whole process. It was kind of fun, but something like this is more practical for being in a war zone, I guess.
This isn't much of a war zone. Not a lot of fighting going on. Got more action when I was fighting Xeon Remnant.
Well, hopefully it stays that way.
Just
Yeah.
as
Nice
a quick
episode,
aside
baby.
from, just the voice of God, you all
Hi,
do
God.
know through duos that remnants have been getting new equipment and are unusually active as of late.
Cool.
Well, good news is after we win this war, we'll be able to fight Xeon again.
I never mind. That's not gonna go anywhere.
You're all standing in
Hmm?
line. As this conversation's happening, Patch, you get a thing of like a bowl of oatmeal.
Awesome. delicious.
and like a cracker. Don't ask what the cracker is.
Oh
Like
no.
one of those granola bar things. Like it's like it's an army cracker.
Does somebody? Do you want? He offers the cracker to Lance. He's like, "Do you want this?"
I love crackers.
Come on. Okay. Yeah, all yours.
You ever make hardtack?
I think Fiorine showed me once.
I used to make it all the time with the old squad. Maybe I'll cook it up for everyone else sometime. Gotta be careful though, you might break your teeth.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that.
Lance.
Yeah,
I believe
as I munch on my cracker.
there's a thought comes to your mind. You know who knows a
Oh.
lot about Firene?
A dangerous thought.
Patch. Patch knows a lot. I believe there was something you, Perry, floated that you might want to do in this very moment.
Let me eat my oatmeal in peace.
As Lance is munching on his cracker and Patch is taking spoonfuls of oatmeal, Lance suddenly leans in and turns his face fully to Patch, a serious expression on his face. He tilts his hat back, staring at Patch in the eye.
Yeah.
Do you have Irene's number?
What?
Like for communications, do you have her number?
Not anymore. I mean, I guess I do. I don't know if it would work. Well, I imagine we haven't talked about this since the ice cream incident. Have we?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
Okay. An inquiry to God. Do I have her number?
What would be your preferred result?
I think it would be interesting if it was still possible for me to get into contact with her.
Alrighty, then low is you
I
have the
have
number.
not tried. Okay.
Ooh,
I have not
you
tried.
don't.
I don't. That's all right.
Use a narrative die to reroll that.
What, you can use a narrative point to just say you have it. I'll allow that.
Did we even roll for narrative
We
points?
haven't.
Remember, I only roll for narrative points when it first becomes relevant.
Right, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's funnier if we all just ask dramatically every session, has anyone rolled for narrative points yet? Even though
Would
we
someone
all know
like to
the
roll for
answers.
narrative points, or would you like me to?
I can do it.
I believe in you.
You believe in me? Okay. If I get good narrative points, I can use one to have Fiorene's number. I got us 5 narrative points.
That's worth it.
Actually,
Okay.
because of Clyde's milestone from last time, we had decided that his boon is not going to be a bonus. That's not going to be an attribute. He has narrative 3, so whatever you roll, you get an extra narrative point.
Oh, so we have 6 narrative points.
God
Yes.
bless Clyde, the luck machine.
Thanks, Clyde.
The bro just generates narrative
I
points.
do.
Thank
Hey,
you,
Clyde.
Thank you, astral projection of Clyde that gives Clyde.
Hey, Clyde,
Also,
can I
hello,
use your
I'm
extra
finding a guy
narrative
for free.
point
Absolutely, it'd be funny.
to have Fiorene's number? Okay.
It'd be really funny.
Okay, you got Firene's number. You're back to 5
Okay.
narrative points.
So Patch just kind of sighs and he's like, well, I do. I don't know if she'd answer or if it works anymore,
May I have it?
but I guess don't give away anything about her position, but also you're not
He kind
stupid.
of gives Patch
so
a, "Are
I
you
don't know
fucking
why
kidding
you
me?"
would
Look.
do that.
Yeah, like he gives Patch a very "Are you fucking kidding me?" look when Patch says that.
Yeah. He like writes it down on like a napkin or something and hands it over.
Thanks, Patch. I'll let you know how it goes.
And
Okay.
couldn't you just making the call compromises? I don't. She probably wouldn't check it the first time, but after that, she might be inclined to.
Well, I was thinking mainly to use this when I encounter her in battle, if I'm being honest. It would be nice to have a direct line to talk to her that doesn't rely on Minovsky particles.
Oh,
You
well,
have a laser line. You can do it anyway.
You think
You already
Lance understands
talked.
the laser line?
You already talked to her in battle, sir.
Well, yeah, but that was because I had the laser line. He snaps his fingers. Thanks, Clyde. You're smart. I appreciate your insight.
No
I guess
problem.
maybe a direct line of communication would probably make it easier to diffuse things without it getting violent. So that's good.
Or at least it would be the fun kind of violence.
You and I have different definitions of fun. We've established
I
this.
consider it very fun when no one dies and everyone has a good time.
Lan, speaking of having a good time, you see Anne walking about.
Sergeant Ann, over here, please.
Turns her head and then walks over.
Lance straightens up, takes his slouch hat off, adjusts his vest, and goes, Sergeant Ann, I actually need to talk to you about something.
Oh, what is it, Lieutenant?
I appreciate your honesty, forthrightness, and how willing you are to discuss your past. I'm going to ask that you do not discuss anything related to a certain Philippe who you blew up ever again, please. Unless Constantine brings it up first.
Oh, understood.
Ganna just gives her a pat on the shoulder and gestures for her to sit down. I'll be having a
And
word with him as
Who's
well.
my favorite little psychopath?
I'll be having a talk with him as well. And rest assured, you're not in trouble, and I'm not disappointed in you. But for the overall cohesion of the squad, I think it's important that we watch what we say regarding things like that. We need to be sensitive of each other's feelings about certain matters related to violence.
Sorry, I had to stop myself from laughing. You know, speaking of that, Lance, and everyone else, we haven't seen Duos. You should be up by now. You're gonna move out in like 10 minutes.
Oh, I've finished my crackers, and I am now sated for the entire day, so I will see you all in a little bit. I will go find Lieutenant Connie. He finishes nibbling on his cracker like a mouse that has achieved its goal and then walks away.
He's cheesed, to say the very least.
Jeez, to meet you.
I'm curious what Patch and Clyde think about Lance putting on officer hat with Anne. Like,
Yeah, what did you two think of that? Let's start with you, Clyde. I haven't heard of you in a hot minute.
Hmm.
Live Clyde reaction.
Big thunk, Clyde.
Just imagining like an exhausted looking drawing of Clyde.
do you hear the voices too?
Patch, do you think
Do you
Hunt told him to do that?
What?
do you hear the voices too?
Okay, Clyde said something to me that I did not hear.
I said, Patch, do you think Hunt told him to do that?
Hunt told him to do that. I don't have proof, but also I think it's kind of obvious.
That's all Clyde has to say.
I mean, it's
Also,
probably for the
personally, I
best.
would prefer it if, Patch intervenes before, what you call it? I'm forgetting names. Lands gets to Connie.
Well, too
Too
late.
late,
Lance
brother.
has gotten to
Like-
Connie.
God damn it. It's okay, we can hang out later,
All right.
buddy.
Would you like to, yeah? Would you like to tell me? Would you like me to tell you where he is?
Where is he?
He's in his
He's in
foxhole.
the cockpit of the Gundam Mark II.
Ah.
No.
Oh, ooh.
Lieutenant Constantine, Hunt calls up.
Are you even calling yourself Hunt now? This is gonna get
Damn
very
right.
confusing.
Oh, this is
L Hunt.
yes. I'm already confused. There is no answer.
Lieutenant Constantine. He then brings up his communicator unit and radios in.
Answer.
Lieutenant Constantine, pop the cockpit.
The cockpit is popped.
Get down here, please, Lieutenant.
You see a very almost hollow looking Connie grab with notably his real arm and look down at you. "I, Lieutenant Lands. I'll be down in a moment."
Laser plate.
Yummers. Sorry. Sorry. I'm eating currently. All right.
You've got
After a
crackers
little bit.
too.
No, I got tacos.
Where'd you get tacos in the desert? Duos.
That's a,
Duos is
foolish question to ask.
He bought the ingredients in the car while he was drunk.
That
tacos
does
do
sound like a
sound
very
good while you're drunk.
funny thing to do. But anyway, so
I can't wait for Zoe's taco stand.
You mean Zoe's?
that's a fucking
That's
great
what I'm saying.
idea.
Zoe's taco stand.
All right. After a bit, you see Second Lieutenant Constantine come down. You notice that he takes a swig from his canteen and swallows something before he jumps down.
Drink, 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 drink.
What was that, Lieutenant Constantine?
And you can notice that there's like tremors through his body. Neurological medication, sir. Had it ever since '83.
Doctor sign off on it here?
Yes.
Good. Not mixing it with alcohol?
Nope.
Good. Wanted to check up on you in the aftermath of what occurred the previous days. How are you holding up?
One.
Connie put himself in mute mode.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, he's not holding up very well, is
Just a
he?
second. No, he's not. Well, Second Lieutenant, would you like the answer that will make command happy or the true answer?
Lieutenant Constantine, my rank is first lieutenant.
First Lieutenant.
Now then, I would like the honest answer so I can assess how you're doing within the squad.
Well, I didn't shoot Sergeant Ann in the head.
You achieved the bare minimum. Continue.
Um, I haven't eaten in about a day and a half. I'd say I'm doing just chipper by the standards of the Federation.
Lance pulls out a little spiral notebook and a pen and begins writing.
What is Land's writing?
Poorly, but he can read it. But the actual content of it is essentially hasn't eaten, still mentally frazzled, yada yada. And then he kind of closes the book and puts it away and goes, "Listen, Constantine. I need to know that you're going to be good to get in the cockpit again, because you don't look it right now. So here's the first thing you're going to do. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to listen to me when I tell you what this stuff between you and Sergeant Ann, it's over. If you can't get over what happened in the past with her, then you can go elsewhere. You can follow that really rude girl up to space if you want to. Or you could go to one of the other teams or one of the other companies. I don't care. What I care about is that you get in the cockpit and you do your job, and that you're not threatening to shoot your squad mates. Are we clear on that?
Crystal.
Second thing is, I've told her to shut the fuck up. So you will not hear about that incident anymore from her.
I appreciate it, First Lieutenant.
And finally, you are going to go walk your scrawny. Well, I can't really say that. That's a little too mean. Lance kind of taps his chin. Your gaunt and haunted ass down to the cafeteria and get some food in you because you look like absolute dog shit.
Aye,
And
First Lieutenant.
and you look like the type of dog shit that has no substance to it, like a dog that hasn't had any fiber.
Lance, if you were to take a look at your watch right now, Connie has 5 minutes before mess starts closing up
Yeah.
shop.
Now, the mess closes in 5 minutes, so we are going to run together. And you're probably going to outpace me, and you are not going to wait for me. Let's go. And Lance starts to sprint. This wasn't optional, he calls over his shoulder.
Duos jogs behind him.
Ooh, that is
He is a
disobeying
very
a direct
limping.
order.
It is a very limping jog.
That's better.
And once they arrive at the cafeteria, Lance like literally slides through the door, panting, looking like he's about to fall over.
Well, it's more of like the tent flap, but you know.
Yeah, the tent flap. It's the metaphorical door of life, Goman. And Lance slides through it.
I'm just imagining Lance like Buzz Lightyear, Woody, the metaphorical door of life. You know, with
Exactly.
the arm out.
And he holds the flap open. He goes, "Go, get your food, Connie."
He does so.
Oatmeal. You do have like
Oh,
brown sugar and such, but like it's a very straightforward breakfast today. You also got like it's either a cracker or a granola bar. You can't decide. And its taste is very much
it's
army food.
dubious.
Yeah, it's army food.
Oh, this is stuff Connie is.
Did anybody else catch any of that? or
Not
did
a
he-
word.
No.
Who
Okay.
died? All I heard was this is stuff Connie is used to. Oh god, what was in those crackers that killed him?
It's been poisoned.
And did you put your psychozine in the crackers?
You know what? Sure, that's a good idea.
No, it's not.
We kind of soften them up. Are they pills or is it like syrup?
Go mine. Are you ready for the very uncomfortable reality of I am now going to be playing Lance trying to act like one of my other characters?
Oh no, which one?
There's only one correct option here. There's only one federal officer who Lance can have the book of on hand that I can easily reference.
Philippe?
Yep.
He's been reincarnated.
No, I really like this because this is like an impression of Hunt that's doing an impression of Philippe, and then I'm really
Exactly
enjoying
like
that.
Exactly. Like
Blew Philippe
it's
up. in
insanity.
double-
It's so many layers of Lance trying to be an officer.
And blew up Philippe in 0084, and now she serves under his reincarnation. The more things change, the more things stay the same.
Welcome back, Philippe.
So, y'all do mount up. You're on flatbed trucks for the most part. Your mobile suits and their base jabbers are, however, laying on the flatbeds, so you could quite easily get up into them. Oh, let's see.
Lands would be asking Patch to take pictures of the countryside as they go through to make like a little collage.
Oh, he would love that. He would absolutely do that.
The rare
It
Lance
like
and Patch actual genuine bonding time.
yeah, it would make him happy that Lance is showing like interest in his hobby. And I'm
So,
imagining him like showing
then.
Lance like how the camera works.
Lance, Patch.
Yes.
You are in a flatbed together. Your gyms are on the base jabber on the back. Going through the Sahara, or you're just about to hit it, really. Lance, you see to your right, like this is a relatively spacious cabin. Like you could fit 8 people up here if you
Makes sense.
really cram them in. They don't have 8 in here right now, but Patch is messing around with some sort of device. Unless you do know what a camera is, but I'm not gonna assume anything.
That's fair. That's valid. I was gonna tease you for that, but with how I've played Lance, it's better off to assume he doesn't know what you're talking about. But in this case, he does know what a camera is.
Oh, good.
So
Progress.
he will slide over next to Patch and go, Patch, I had an idea.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried taking like a lot of pictures in a short time as you go by something, like if you were on a train?
I guess I've thought about that. I mean, it would kind of work like animation, wouldn't it? And then if you lined them all up, you'd get one really big, long picture. I mean,
You
it
could
would
even go on.
it would look a little strange. You would force the perspective and look kind of artificially flat, I think. Instead of what it actually looks like when you're looking out at a landscape. But I think it would get the point across.
Well, and Lance points at the desert landscape, the arching dunes and hills, the little brush here and there, and he goes, "It's right in front of us.
Couldn't
What do you
think
think?"
of a better test subject, to be honest.
And Lance just kind of plops down next to him, grinning.
Someone say test subject?
Fuck. I don't have a lot of film, but I think if this works, it would look really cool.
We could even
Can
flip
you
through it.
What'd you say?
We could even flip through it.
Yeah. Could you help me keep this level? It's a bit of a bumpy ride.
You got it.
Patch,
So
please
he
make me a poise
yes.
expression.
Hopefully that's better because I think my poise is good on this character.
Can I assist
Okay.
since I also have a really good poise and an actual good expression, much to everyone's horror?
Actually, for you, Lance, it would be poise motor. And wait to roll. Oh wait, you're back on your character sheet. I don't need to operate it for you.
I am. I pulled up my computer that isn't evil. Okay.
I thought all computers are evil.
All right, 7. Butlerian Jihad. I need to hit a 7. That's doable. Oh! I got a new type point on cameras.
What a bonding moment.
Lance, please roll that anyways, just in case you also get a critical success.
That would be very funny. I now have 5 awakening points.
Or a critical failure, which could cancel out Patch's
Oh
critical
no!
success.
Go on.
You suck. You like take the camera and throw it out of the.
Hey, Gomon,
Yeah?
look at voice text.
Oh
It kinda
no!
reminded that for you.
That's a critical. There it is. I willed it into existence.
God, we are having such a bonding moment right now.
Yeah, it's like the one. It's an actual, genuine, sweet bonding moment.
You take
Even the narrative agrees.
the dice agree. Patch, you too. You look out the window and you take like a couple frames, and they start to come out of the camera, very slowly. And you start to line them up on the bed of this truck, and lo and behold, it actually looks pretty good.
Wow, I thought you said it was gonna look flat, but look at that. You
Yeah.
nailed it.
Yeah, no kidding. This is really cool, actually. I wonder if if we like hold them together at one end and flip through it, it would look like those like little animation reels.
That's what I was thinking.
You want to try?
Absolutely.
So they do that.
Mhm.
Um,
You
and
know,
I
just making
imagine,
life hard for the animator.
yeah. Sorry, this is the episode that we can put the whole budget into.
This is the episode where there isn't actually any pictures. It's just them staring at it, going, "Wow, this is so cool." But they don't bother animating what they're looking at.
Because the camera's perspective is up from like the side that doesn't have the photo on it. It's just a white
Or it's
background.
Or it's like the
Or it's
POV
doing,
is the film, and like you're looking up at the faces. Like it's one of those things. It's one of
Yeah.
or it's like a Studio Cara type shot, right? Where it's like them talking, but all you see is just like the desert scenes in the background, or like a still shot on the like camera sitting next to them or something.
Or it's Legend of the Galactic Heroes, and we got all three of those within a jarring 30-second window.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it is.
We are working with an OVA budget right now, so. Anyways. Patch, what's your mind at?
My mind's at 6 somehow.
What's your
My
top?
max being 7.
Add one back. 'Cause
Okay.
you can't add any more back. Lands you.
Dude, I'm good. I'm great.
In a different truck, Clyde, Anne, what are you two doing?
Clyde's probably just looking out the window for something to take a photo of and just not really finding anything he
And
particularly
is
likes.
also hanging out of the window.
Anne, because I didn't get to interrogate you. I mean, query you about your opinions and feelings at the moment. How are you feeling about how things are going?
In general,
Yeah.
well, as it turns out, Anne has, at the last moment, joined the winning team. She switches sides, and suddenly the AEUG are the legitimate team, and the Titans are the outlaws. Very fortuitous for
Could you
her.
roll me actually keen politics real quick?
Politics. What was that again? Politics?
Mm-hmm.
Just politics?
No, keen
Keen politics.
politics. Keen and politics.
Okay. Accidentally rolled 45 dice. Let me try that again.
A D.
Oh,
Holy shit.
that is a failure.
By how much?
Like 3, I think. Let's see. 2, 3. Yeah, it's 3.
Don't forget to mark that down.
Oh yeah.
That's important. And you know why the AEUG and Karaba started winning.
Oh.
Yes. Do you want to know that what happened as soon as they started winning?
Yes.
You the side you are on started winning. Therefore, you must be the deciding factor.
Yeah.
This makes
It-
total sense.
That is a good idea. That is very affirming. Anne hangs out of the window like a dog with her mouth open.
Clyde, you see this. Do you
Clyde
take a
has found
picture of
something
it?
to take a photo of.
Yes, exactly. Clyde, are you openly taking this photo?
Yeah.
And
Expression
smiles for
tact.
the camera.
No, you're not smiling for this camera. You have your mouth open like a dog out the window.
If she sees the photograph being, if she sees the camera being leveled, she smiles at it, or attempts to smile at it.
I should have
Clyde?
taken more. I should have taken more points in that expression. I have none.
Hey, Viddy,
Me?
turn down your sensitivity a bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
I got I got 5 failures.
That fix it?
Clyde, speak, please.
Hello.
Yep, that sounds like it fixed it. Because it was Mark's mic was echoing through yours. Anyways, you were saying, Mark?
I got 5 failures. I don't have any points in expression.
Oh,
Probably should've
so
fixed.
here's what happens. And you see him start to take the photo, and instead of the best of either world, you take the photo as soon as she's transitioning into doing a smile. So it's like it doesn't look good either way. She doesn't look silly, and she doesn't look like she's smiling like a normal person. She just looks weird.
Clyde probably laughs at it and stashes it in his book anyway.
Don't forget to mark that.
Yep, I definitely need those.
Mhm.
Those expression
Wait, no,
points.
take the picture again. Take the picture again.
All right.
All right. This time, Anne counts. Anne counts for him, and right when the picture is supposed to be taken, she makes the scariest face he can come up with.
And we're only charm intimidation.
Trust me, this is a foolproof way of making silly faces. That is a
Hell, add pressure into it.
that. Two, I believe. It should be a 2. Shit. That would be a. Yeah, it is a 2. So that's 1 failure.
One failure. Clyde, you know how at like a birthday party, right? When they take multiple kinds of photos just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
And this is the kids' serious faces, but they're kids, so you can't take them seriously. That is what this is like. Like you can tell that she's trying to be intimidating, but it just comes off as kind of adorable.
Clyde kind of smiles at first, and then it kind of fades as it looks like he's kind of thinking about something.
And you notice Clyde is thinking about something. Any comments?
Hmm. And stares at him.
And how long were you in the cyber new type labs?
Oh, and thinks. About 7 years?
Huh. I assume you didn't have much of a
7 years?
childhood in the lab.
No. And, okay, instead of saying that, Anne just stares at him.
Does Anne look sad?
She gives him the. Have you ever heard the expression fishbowl eyes?
I don't know that I have.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I do, I think.
Damn, how do I explain this?
Is it kind of like a there is nothing behind those eyes? Like just kind of like what I'm not processing what you're saying or what you're asking of me. I'm
Ima-
just staring. Is it like that kind of thing?
Imagine watery eyes staring through a fishbowl. Like if you consider how a fishbowl distorts your perception.
Ah, that's what you mean. Okay, okay.
So like the waterworks are starting.
Nope. Not waterworks are starting, but like those. Oh yeah, I do have a perfect example of fishbowl eyes. Let me dig it up because this is a folder or two deep.
Remember, we're in an audio format, Ted.
Yes, because if you post it, you have to describe it in vivid detail.
Yes.
Fuck it, I'm gonna lean on Perry's explanation. Imagine someone who has wet eyes, but and and is looking at you through a fishbowl lens.
So is it a sad expression?
Yeah.
I'm
It is
okay.
a it's a slightly lost expression.
Do you feel any hatred to the Cyber New Type Labs because of that?
Are you asking? All right, was that in character?
That was in character.
All right, Anne says it is what it is.
I guess. I had no idea the Federation was doing experiments like that. Do you have any feelings about what you said to Duos or I guess Constantine?
If that is his real name.
You know, that is a good conspiracy theory. Anyways, Anne looks at him and she thinks. And this does take a little while. Let's see. And finally, she responds. It occurs to her to respond this way. Oh, Lance said not to talk about that.
Well, we're not talking about it specifically, just your feelings about it. Don't go mentioning it to Duos or Constantine, but I'm just curious.
Hold on a sec. When Lance told her not to talk about it, how did he phrase that again?
I think it was like don't talk about it unless Connie brings it up, but that was specifically in the context of Connie.
Okay, as long as the wording is like that, it counts. This is
I
me.
mean,
She's
correct
still
me if I'm wrong, Lance, but that was my recollection.
But that's obviously how he intended it.
But
We're
not
gonna roll
how
with it.
Anne received it. So she just reiterates that Lance said not to.
Yeah, Lance said not to mention it.
Did they make you do anything else similar?
Anne looks at him and tries to figure out if this is going to blow up in her face the same way it did with Connie.
Clyde.
Can I read that on her face?
You know, just because Anne seems like a person with like zero self-control, it's like the open book at all times.
I'm not gonna go yelling at you about it or tell Lance or anything. I just want to know what you think and feel about it.
Well, I did my job.
You don't think it was wrong for them to make you do that?
What else am I going to do?
I don't know. Feel something about it. I can't. It just seems like they used you as a weapon, and I don't even know if you really realize that.
I know.
Does that make you feel anything?
Well, I am.
You
Retake,
don't have to
retake.
be.
Well, I am.
You don't have to be. You could just try and live a normal life. Like, what are you gonna do after this war is over?
Well, after this war is over, we're going to become the Federal Army.
Nobody stays enlisted forever.
I do.
And on that note, Clyde, Anne, you hear
Rather
an
than I
alarm.
do,
Um,
it would. Wait, rather than I do, I had a better idea.
oh,
Cyber new types do.
you
Probably
both
just gets a
hear an alarm
sad face for like a split second, and
before you know. Oh, you get over a call. You hear Captain Buser set as first team. Um, um, looks like we're picking up some subflights on radar. Want you to check it out.
are there like hatches in the truck that we pop out of, or are we coming to a stop to get in?
There's a door in the back of the cabin.
I guess Clyde's gonna pop that as fast as he can.
Which truck was Coney on?
You're currently on your own truck, which is how I'm justifying you not
Oh,
having been in the earlier scenes.
yes. It seems like the universe has decided I don't get to play TTRPGs at work without copious and insufferable interruptions.
Damn, is there a day we can switch to?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Damn.
All right, let's keep the flow going before I get interrupted
Yeah.
again.
So,
Are we responding to this, or is the camera focused on them two?
you're all responding to it.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll some dices just to see who goes where. Alrighty. Uh, Lands patch, you're in a base jabber together. Duos, you're on your own. Clyde and Anne, you're together on a base jabber.
Cool.
So, Clyde, Anne, because we are on you. You're told to basically fan out and try to find where the hell the enemies are. And you know what you spot way off in the distance? I don't know, 10 kilometers? Looks like a reservoir. Clyde is ranking officer. Do you have anything to say on that?
So, are there enemies near the reservoir, or is just there a reservoir in sight?
Well, you know that there's enemies in the area, and this is the only landmark for who knows how far.
All right, I guess we're checking out the reservoir. It's the only thing around this sandbox. I guess we fly over.
Yes, you do. Hey, Anne, Clyde. Which
Yes,
one of you like to spend a reaction?
I'll do it.
You?
Let's see. What's my move? So flight
Yeah.
13. All right, let's see what I get. Not good. Oh, well, good enough. 2 successes.
One success. Isaac basically pops out of this oasis and opens up with the mobile suit machine gun. You bank away as the rounds fly right where you were. I'm gonna pass the turn to you, Clyde.
How far away is it?
Currently long range, and you're
I guess
closing.
it's like jumping out, pursuing us.
No, like these guys were at this oasis.
Okay. I guess I'm going to use the base jabber beam rifle to hit it.
Alrighty, it will attempt to dodge. Do you want to use a narrative point to increase your odds?
Sure. I'll add a +2.
Very well then.
So just shot keen.
Uh, Poise, actually. Yeah, snapshot. As per the cheat
Snapshot.
sheet.
All right, so 13 +2. Two successes.
You smack right into it. As it staggers back. Who do you want to pass it to?
I'll probably pass it to Lands.
Lance is not here right now. Would you like to
Please
pass
leave
it
a message after the tone.
No.
I have something specific for you two. Just
Uh-oh.
kidding.
Always a great sign.
I love it when God tells me that.
I'm on a mission from God.
I don't need
guess
more
I'll
Blues
pass.
Brothers in my campaigns. They already assassinated a guy.
I guess I'll pass it to Isaac 3.
Alrighty. What was your dodge?
I think it was 1 success. Is what you said.
Yep. Okay then. Gotta be
And
one
I do
success.
have I have one thing to say.
Ooh.
I
Yes.
can't post pictures relevant to what Fishbowl Eyes looks like, but track down the front cover of the August, I believe, 1985 issue of Animage. It should be an illustration of Beltorchica, Rosamia, and Four. Rosamia is a great example of Fishbowl Eyes on this picture.
So.
For the listeners at home.
Yes, yes, yes. Clyde, you dodge again as more rounds fly about, and the third Hyzak's gonna pass to the second Hyzak. And would you like to spend a reaction in any way?
I think so.
What would you like to do?
Sorry, my brain briefly fuzzed over. What's the
Situation? As my grandfather likes saying.
That's
yeah,
a
what's
good
the
one.
situation?
So there's 3 Hyzaks in this oasis. You don't know why they were here. Well, you can make a guess, but you don't explicitly know why they're here, and they opened fire on you.
Getting water, obviously.
Yeah, probably.
Alright. The Hyzaks are flying by?
They're on the ground. You're getting closer though.
Oh, they're approaching. Big mistake.
No, you're approaching actually.
Oh, we're approaching. That is a big mistake for them. Time to... Can I shoot them?
You can shoot back at this guy, yeah.
Yes, let's do it. That is... I assume I roll for this?
Yes, please. Poise
is-
firearm systems. Are you going to use your own beam rifle or the sublight systems one?
See, that's four. I will use... I'll use my own.
Alrighty.
Four. 12. That is 2 successes, I believe.
2 successes on second Hyzak. You smack it as it tries to fire back. It is now your turn, Anne. What would you like to do? You still have your action and 1 reaction.
Can I still keep shooting them?
Yes, you can.
I would like to continue firing at that Hyzak.
Please do so at a -1 because it is now nimble 1.
Let's see. Can I spend a narrative point to re-roll that?
You may.
Wait, no. This had 2 boxcars on it. Am I remembering that rule correctly?
You are actually not remembering that correctly. You are allowed to re-roll that, yes.
Oh, alright, sure.
Criticals are just the highest roll possible.
Oh, that's
You can't. You can use a bonus to re-roll that. You can't use a narrative point.
That is a result of... Let's see. Threshold 13, result 7. 7 successes. Oh, and by the way, 2 1s. Unfortunately, cyber new types do not care about awakening points.
I thought you actually you gained them. You haven't failed an awakening test.
Wait, cyber new types do those?
I see no reason why you couldn't naturally awake as a new type on top of being enhanced.
Sure, let's start counting the points. Let's see.
Anyways, you blast the crap out of that Hyzak. And it blows up spectacularly. Not critically, mind you.
The explosion reflects in Anne's eyes. Another successful target down.
I'm going to spend 2 narrative points.
Oh.
Hey, Patch, Lance.
Yeah.
What's up?
You start to arrive on the scene with duos shortly following.
Wait, that does count as a victory, right?
Yes, it does. You know what you're about to see happen?
I don't know. Tell me, God.
It looks like a Hyzak is about to turn its beam rifle to the reservoir to sabotage it. Along with the small town built around it.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not letting that shit. That's not. No,
Yeah,
I want
Lance
to do something
will.
about that.
Yeah, Lance
That's
will
like an
actually bark.
immediate.
Yeah, Lance will bark out an order to Patch. I'm trying to give you a bonus. Don't worry, Chief. I got you.
Okay. Yeah. Let's
And
go.
Lance will be like, because Lance is scanning the horizon. He's looking around, and quickly over the comms, he'll see that Hyzak, and he'll say, "Patch, 8 o'clock. Take that guy out now."
Gotcha. I'm assuming I'm not in melee range, so I have to shoot at this guy.
Yeah,
That
long
my
at
leadership.
at super long range. So this will be at a -2 if you're
Oof.
using the base jabber rifle in long range mode.
Do I
Lance,
have?
please, one before you roll anything.
Yeah.
Patch. What
Yes.
is your threshold at? So we all know.
For firearms,
Yeah, just like what would like attacked firearms systems be for you?
that is 10.
A 10?
Oh, yeah, it's a 10.
Would keen be better?
Keen would be much better. Keen is 12.
Okay, then we'll go with keen. Lance, please make me poise leadership.
Sounds good. So that is a threshold of 13, and I have gotten my result. Do you want me to DM it to you, or do you want me to just say it?
Wait, 13?
My threshold is a 13.
How'd you get a 13?
Did you forget about Idiot Savant, sir?
Oh, yes, that is right. Please, what did you get?
I got a result of 6 for 8 successes.
8 successes. Patch, give yourself a +3.
I got
Okay.
you, buddy.
With the -2, or I'm just rolling with a +3 now.
On top, counteracting that -2.
Okay. So
One
just
more
so I
thing.
understand. Yeah.
So you went down 2, so that brings you to 10. You went up 3 after that, bringing you to 13. Would you like to
Okay.
spend your reaction to give yourself an additional +2?
I think I can get a 13.
Thing is, this guy still has his reaction, so this is going to be an opposed
Oh,
roll. And if you
I am
fuck up,
okay.
the people
Yeah,
living in this
I'm
reservoir
thinking.
and oasis pay the price.
Okay, well then I'll throw in my reaction. This is the type of character I'm playing.
I want to make one more
Um,
suggestion. Spend a
yeah.
narrative point.
On top of that,
All right.
Yes,
Go crazy.
Sure.
this is one of those
Yeah.
situations where practically we don't want this to happen as players and player characters, but also narratively, this is Patch's chance to be the big damn hero who saves a lot of lives.
those
Yeah.
W's I was talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's throw in a narrative point on top of all of
You
Please
gotta
roll.
stack these odds.
Please roll me your 17.
my fucking. All right, let's see. Oh, that is a good roll. Okay. So my threshold is a 17, and I got
I can't
a
hear
7.
myself.
Wait. Yes, I got a 7. That is 11
Oh,
successes.
oh, god damn it, the sound wheel on my headphones got turned again.
I hate it when that happens. But you know
Anyway, I
what I don't hate what happens, Patch?
Yeah.
You put one right through the cockpit of this sucker.
Oh shit.
Oops.
And you want to know the best part about
He's
that
dead.
though? He's dead. However, what you did do is he doesn't blow up. He just falls to the earth and he didn't get his shot off. The people are saved.
So the way I'm imagining this happened, right, is just sort of like pure acting on instinct. Like I not thinking it is just the full like soldier training kicking in. Don't think, just point and shoot. And he puts a round right through the cockpit and lowers the barrel and then realizes what happened and he's just quiet.
I'm gonna spend 2 more narrative points, and this other hijack's gonna start to leave. He's gonna try to flee.
Well, I don't have any reactions, so I don't think I can do anything.
Well, other people have reactions if they'd like to intervene at all.
Yeah, I've got a reaction left.
Please, if you have a reaction, please feel free to take a pot shot at this guy.
All right. Let's shoot this retreating enemy in the back dead.
God damn it.
Hey, please do so at a -1 because of your target's nimble.
All right, let's do that.
Lance,
Hey,
you
how
want
many
in on the action, or?
Absolutely not. Lance doesn't like shooting people in the back.
Hey, how many narrative points do we have?
Currently 7.
Can I re-roll that?
Sure.
Every roll shooting a fleeing enemy in the back.
Oh, what do you know? That is.
I might have to audit you on this one, Tenchi.
This is perfectly in character for Anne.
It isn't fair. Continue. You will be audited in RP.
That is a.
Lamb's realizing, maybe this cyber new type ain't quite right.
That is 3 successes to kill the fleeing enemy.
Add another
before he-
victory. I'm gonna spend a narrative point.
No, that's 4. No. Hey, look, 1 away from being an ace.
Lucky you that I rolled low on that cook-off check. You would have very different feelings about today if, that Isaac went big boom right then and there. Anyways, you shoot it, and, it explodes from the impact of the beam and then falls back into the sands.
Into the sands?
Not land,
As when-
sands. Coarse, rough, gets everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Coarse, rough, and irritating. Thank you.
I thought you said it wasn't Lance.
No, that's my point. It isn't.
Oh, lands isn't irritating.
Clyde. I'm just imagining Clyde. You just hear Anne just say that out loud.
Randomly
It's not irritating, he's concerning.
What's concerning about him?
Oh, I don't know.
And looks at the wreckage of the Hyzak. Another successful kill. He was trying to get away, but she put a stop to that.
Lance, what are you thinking about the situation as you observe it?
I mean, at the end of the day, it was an enemy. It's not what Lance would have done, but Lance doesn't criticize people for their flying as long as the job gets done.
You did contact the enemy, which is important.
Oh. Are you implying I should be reporting this now?
Yes. Or at least
Alright.
I'd like to hear your thoughts on what they could potentially be doing and where they are, if you have any such thoughts.
Lance doesn't care. They're Titans. They're terrorists now. We are the Freedom Army. They are the terrorists now. The cycle continues. But Lance will just report in as best as he can. Not sure how much Minovsky interference there would be in this situation. I don't think a lot.
It's starting
No,
to
this
actually
radio.
pick up.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not good.
He'll alert his squad of that. Of we've still got Minovsky signatures rising. Be alert. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm reporting in, and he will quickly send off a message if he can, saying home base. This is a recon element. Whatever. We've made contact with Titan's forces at this grid location.
Please make me a keen
Just keen, or
technology
okay.
systems.
A miracle has occurred. I passed a keen technology roll.
You hear the word, or it's from let me think. Lieutenant Gennari. It says, copy that at Lieutenant Lance. We'll send it. And he you hear him pause for a second. Second and third team should be there and then the line starts to get too fuzzy.
All right. Lance just radios in. Everyone form up. We're going to get a little flying wedge going with our base jabbers while we look around for whatever's causing the spike.
I would like to roll
Roll what?
to find the spike.
Please make me a triangulation check.
Oh dear. Let me pull up.
That's a 12 for you.
Hello.
Yes?
Can I use a bonus?
Bonus?
Yeah, my telepathy bonus.
It's not a bonus, it's an extra skill, but yes, you can. So bring it up to a 16.
A threshold. Mm-hmm. And that is an 8.
So 16 on 8. That's
Yep.
9 successes.
Apparently I can't.
The moment you get
Perfect.
up, you spot them 8 kilometers off in the distance, a convoy, starting to make a mad fucking dash.
Tanya is going to point out the grid coordinates in azimuth, but not say anything else.
Lands.
Mm-hmm.
You notice some subflight systems start to sally out.
Right. We'll get onto an intercept course.
When you're looking at this group, you want to know what you notice?
Mm-hmm.
The Black Gundam again.
The black what?
Gundam.
Ah, ominous.
Uh-oh.
You know who that means.
Is it good
Uh-oh.
old Charles?
No, that's the Gray Gundam.
Okay, so that means I just got so excited.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Patch, since we're on the same base jabber together, if you look over at the screen, you can immediately see Lance's expression change from its kind of like, I don't want to say calm, but he had that normal level of like, oh yeah, we're in a fight, whatever. Almost kind of bored, but relieved that we
Equanimity.
stopped the attack. Yeah, yeah. And now he's grinning widely.
Patch is still kind of shell-shocked, but he's like trying his best to sort of shake it off.
Patch, you see what Land
And
sees now.
oh fuck.
Well, looks like it's time for me to get some payback, eh?
and looks satisfied. How do I explain this? I will I will read this out loud for the audience at home. After getting intimidated a couple days ago by stronger new types, Anne is reaffirming herself by doing her job and killing people. This is very satisfying. There are more titans coming. This is, how do I put it? More people throwing themselves into the maw.
Lance, I'm passing the turn to you at the top of this combat turn. What would you like to
Understood.
do?
Well, Lands is going to give the order to leave the Gundam to him and to eliminate the escorts. He's going to take Patch in and deal with the Gundam. So we're basically we're gonna break up the flying wedge with Connie probably taking on one of the base jabbers by himself because Lance trusts in his abilities, and Anne and Clyde taking on the other, and we're going to rush for the Gundam.
Alrighty, and just so you guys don't argue with each other, because the two other pairs of Zakus are identical. Duos, you have the second and third one to yourself. Clyde, and you have the fourth and fifth.
Yep. And then Lance is just going to fire a shot at a very quick shot to grab her attention at Firene. It doesn't really matter if it hits her or not. Like, if I'm being
Just
real
because
to
to
you.
get to attention, it's not a check. You just do
Yeah,
it.
okay. And he will just stand up and wave the mobile suit's hand for a moment in that direction before beginning his dash, so to speak. All right, and shall I make the leadership test?
Please, charm leadership.
God, I love having a 13 threshold for this and rolling a checks notes 5, 9 successes for
Please,
the party.
everyone, put in your check modifier, a +3.
You're welcome,
Yay.
everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm back. I have to physically move around the room to find signal.
You have now a
It's
positive
in
check
the
modifier of
bedroom.
3, a pancake.
And that's just with dealing with the escorts, since that's what Lands ordered me to do.
Yes.
All right.
And Lance, since I have given the turn to you, what do you want to do?
Well, like I said, we're just going to close the distance, and depending on how quickly we can close the distance, Lanes will try to swipe at Firene, but I'm skeptical we'll get there in this.
I'm not so sure about that. Please make me a move check. Would you like to, and using your sublight system mobility?
Absolutely. All right, so that is a 8 under 16.
That's 9 successes. You
Yes,
make
it
it
is.
there. You move
Oh,
a
all right.
super long distance.
Lands goes for the good old dehorsing cut with the beam saber, very careful to avoid Firene's cock.
One moment. Rolling on my end. So please make me a melee wrath at a +6.
All right, melee wrath at a +6.
Damn.
Gotta love those charge bonuses.
So that is 21 threshold.
Okay. Okay.
And the roll was 11 for 11 successes.
Ooh, on my 19, I rolled an 8. 12 successes. You want to know what
Oh
happens,
shit.
Lance?
What?
And I'm gonna spend one of my narrative points to make this happen.
You preempted me. I was about to do that. Well done, sir. Continue.
You go to charge Firene, the two of you. Patch, what you see happen as Lance is about to jump out towards the subflight system. You see it, basically like do a turn. So like the mobile suits are pointed back towards the ground, and you see Firene jump down, meet Lance in in a beam saber lock before tackling him well away from the both of you. Both of these subflight systems, they're flying past from each other.
Lancel over the comms as he disappears basically go, "Wow, you really like that ice cream." That is where Lance disappears for a bit while because I get to go fight a Gundam elsewhere. Have fun, Pat.
I'm not laughing in character.
Poor
Sorry.
Pat.
Lands, who are you passing it to?
Patch.
Patch,
Cool.
what do?
I would like to apologize to the audience because I have to laugh like this or the mic doesn't pick it up.
Patch, trying not to freak out. What else is on this subplate system that I am fucking speeding past right now?
It's a Grund Zeku.
Okay.
You know, when you look at it, it looks like it has a beam smart gun.
Can I jump onto the subflight system and try to use my beam saber to do the good old fashioned lands custom, cut off the arms and disable the mobile suit?
You could I would say if you made a charge, you could.
Okay, then I shall. I don't. How do I do this?
It's a
Where's
move
my character?
check followed
Okay.
by a melee as per your description and a -2, then plus whatever you got on your move check.
Okay, so my move check is a 13. Okay, that is almost okay. Not almost okay. I mean, it's a 1, 2, and a 6, so it was almost an awakening point. Okay. Threshold of 13. I got a 9. All right, that is 5 successes on the move check.
8 successes on my end. Patch, you know, you turn around, but like this thing's speeding well away from you. And you know, it's outrunning you at the very least. You can't seem to make up the distance. Who would you like to pass to? It
Okay.
has to be an enemy.
I guess I will pass to. I'll pass to one of the Zekus with Clyde and Anne. I want to see what they're up to.
Okay then. Clyde. Anne. One of the
Yeah.
Zekus basically stands up, levels its beam aim rifle at you, and takes a shot at you. What do you want to do?
Both of us?
Well, yeah, you're on the same vehicle, technically.
Evasive maneuvers.
Who would like to make that move check?
Alright. Clyde, do you want to or shall I? Going once?
I guess you go for it. I did it last time.
Alright.
Would you like to spend a narrative point on this?
How many do we have?
8 out of 10. Remember,
Sure,
on the combat sheet, there's always a little slider.
Sure. Let's do that. That's a threshold of 14 on the move check. And that is a +2 from the narrative point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is a threshold of 16 then. And that is a sum of 14, which means 3 successes.
3 successes. Would you like to sacrifice your base jabber?
That guy must have rolled real good.
I rolled a 7, so that's 10 successes. Because my threshold was exactly the same. Unless you'd like to
Clyde.
re-roll. That is an option.
So, Clyde, you want to re-roll, sacrifice the base jabber, or take it?
You can sacrifice it to reroll. I'll leave it up to you.
Sure, let's re-roll that.
Very well then.
That is the exact same sum again. Fuck me.
The base jabber gets
Damn.
blasted.
The illusion of choice.
Yes, the illusion of choice, as per the dice gods. You two start falling back to the earth. And this other Zaku is gonna take a pot shot at you, and
Oh
would
wait,
you?
does the action bonus apply to these rolls?
Yeah, it should have.
Oh, that's
You can always
okay.
spend it.
Let's see. We can spend the so the action bonus is a one-time thing.
Yep.
It would have been 6 successes if we did it back there.
It wouldn't have helped.
All right.
Because that's
In
10
that
versus
case-
6 still.
In that case, never mind. So, getting shot at by the Zeku now.
Yeah, the 5th Zaku.
5th Zeku. Sweet. Let's dodge that shit.
And dodge then.
That is 8. That is 6 successes.
I got 5 successes. The beam flies past you, Anne, as you're falling back to the earth. And I'm gonna pass it to you, Anne.
Right. The Zeku that just shot at her. Anne will hold on. Hold on. Let's see that. Hold on, that's 7 ammo on the beam rifle. 654. Should have 4 ammo left. Anne will level her beam rifle and light this motherfucker up.
Would you like to spend your reaction or a narrative point to give yourself a +2? Because your target's at nimble 2.
Let's see, what was the narrative point slider at?
6
6.
out of 10.
There we go, 6. Sure, let's do it. Alpha strike.
Well, both of them?
What I mean is, when I say alpha strike, I mean, let's try and take this person out very fast.
So you're spending the narrative point. Are you also spending your reaction?
Better save that.
Alrighty. Please make this at a flat roll. Either, tact firearms systems or keen firearms systems.
Keen firearm systems, that'll be a 13 threshold, I believe. Oh, and that's a miss. Wait. No, that is a miss.
Womp womp.
That
You know,
is a miss by 1.
I wouldn't do it. I got 3 successes. Who would you like to pass to, Anne?
Clyde, redeem our team.
Clyde, you know what you
I
have
am
a
back.
unique opportunity in this very moment to do with the 4th and
What?
5th Zeku? They have no actions and no reactions.
Mm-hmm.
If you do hit them hard enough on a roll, you could ostensibly take out both of them.
So should I aim for the reactor? Or...
I could say, like, take a pot shot at both of them. That's something you could do.
Sure. That's targeting one more enemy, right? That's what do the rules say for this?
It would be. I just asked you to do 2 different checks.
Okay.
You have a reaction. Give yourself +2. You also have Lanza's order, which would give you a +3. You could spend either of those at any time.
Can I spend both?
On one check, yes, but remember, when you make the second check, that's at a -2.
Okay. I guess I'll spend the +3 on the first one. It's just a normal shot, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll use the +2 on this one. So 16. All right, let's see what I get. No, that one fell off the table. Reroll that one.
More analog new type sounds?
Ow. Yeah, but not for me this time.
All right, 10 successes on the first one.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Finally.
Woo, Clyde is here.
One moment.
Let's
I'm gonna roll
go.
for mission kill. That's a mission kill. Add 1 mobile suit victory.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Please roll again.
All right, this one's using the +3.
+3, so that would be at a +1 because you're counteracting the -2 from the extra check.
Okay, so 13. Let's see what I get.
Annihilate this motherfucker.
I got 4 successes.
4 successes, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8. And you smack the shit out of the first Zaku. And you hit the other one. And what you see happen is the 4th Zaku starts to fall off the base jabber. Before you see the emergency escape pod eject from it, and as it plummets back to the earth. While you hit the 5th Zaku, like dead in the chest. It like stumbles around, like struggles to get back into controlling itself. As the base jabber starts to fly away.
They're just leaving us here.
Clyde, would you like to pass to who? It must be an enemy.
I guess second Zeku.
Second Zaku. Pancake, you are here, right?
Yes, I am.
The second Zaku is going to make a move check towards you.
Alrighty. Let him. What is he gonna do? Shoot
He's
him?
gonna let the 3rd Zaku do the charge, do the melee attack.
See.
Is there anything like you'd like to do in reaction?
I would like to dodge. I'm currently dealing with a resident's garage door right now, so could someone please roll? It's my knowledge, just roll it, and then
That's alrighty.
Alright, that's a 9. Triple threes.
On your move check of 14. You know what, Duos? What happens is, you see this Zeku trying to bring the base jabber in closer, and can't quite get to making physical contact to you, but you're right on your tail. And
It's just where I want them to be.
and the other Zeku, the third Zeku, is going to take a shot at you. And you've already rolled a move check, so you don't need to roll again. That's 11, 13. 2 successes versus your 6 because of residual defense. The beam flies past. And I'm going to pass it to you, Duos.
All right. So I got how many Zekus that are
On your tail, 2. 2 Zekus on 1 base jabber.
okay. I'm just gonna take a shot to disarm one of them, hopefully 2 of them. I'm gonna say 2.
Would you
Just
like to
blow their
spend?
arms right off.
You'd like to spend your 2 actions to do this, right? So no negative
Yes, I
modifier.
would.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Please
All right.
make me tact firearm systems at a -2.
Negative
So
2. That's
yep.
a 10.
There's a 13.
All right. I got a 10, so it'll be at a 13. So that's 4 degrees of success, if I remember correctly.
4 degrees of success.
Oh, by Jove, I figured it out.
What?
The residence garage.
Huzzah.
Now I just need to get out of here.
So, Duos, you blast the arm off of one of the Zekus, and on the second one, you
Do the same. You want me to roll again?
Yep.
All right.
2 separate rolls.
In 2 separate rolls, you shall receive. That is an 8.
An 8. So that
Mhm.
would be even better, actually. And you blast. 5. And you do it again. As you see these 2 one-armed Zekus try and fail to get away from your shots. Duos, who would you like to pass to? Is only Firene and the first Zeku left.
You know, Cyrene. I want to see.
Lands.
Oh fuck, she got him.
Barry got. Guess we can wait for a few seconds.
Echoas dragged him away.
What's Echoas? We only know about Titans.
Yeah. Oh, they came from the future. Don't worry about it.
Hey, Lance.
What's up,
We got.
I have some good news and some bad news for you.
Hit me.
You're back in the scene right now, and the turn has been given to Firene. What do you want to do?
I mean, I think Lance was just talking to her the entire time they were being dragged over here, effectively. And he's just like, so he said so cheery to see her again. He's like, "Oh, how you been since I saw you last?"
And all you get is "shut up."
Why?
Because we're enemies.
Well,
Now
yeah,
fight
but
me.
we can also. Okay, well, I'm gonna fight you regardless, but we can also be friends and enemies.
That's not how this works. And
Absolutely is how it works. I do it all the time.
you see Firene start to gear up for an attack.
All right, Lance gets ready to parry this attack. He's gonna
She's
try to
going.
get her.
She's gonna try to punch you.
All right, he's just going to. In that case, he's not going to bother trying to parry anything. He's just going to try to avoid that because he doesn't want to deal with a Gundam punch.
Move check, please. Then.
That is a 11 under 15 for
So
5 successes.
versus my 2. It's she's trying to take out your head like last time, as you move slightly out of the way.
Well, that trick's not going to work on me this time, Fiery.
You say calmly as you're plummeting back to the earth.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Lance is having the time of his life. If I really. Besides, you won last match. It's my turn this time. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to beat you.
What was your move check at Lance? Is it 5 success?
Threshold. Yeah, 5 success.
6. That's real close on my end, but no cigar. You see her try to punch you again, and my 4 successes can't beat your 5.
He swerves out of the way again.
And you're about to hit the ground when you both break apart so you can maneuver properly, and the two of you land on the ground.
Pancake, you got a bit of noise coming through your mic.
Yeah, it's really windy out. I'm gonna be back inside, but then my connection's probably gonna be worse.
Lands as you hit the deck. The Zaku still flying on the base gyro takes a pot shot at you, and you backpedal as it lands firmly to where you just were. And that's turn.
Oh, Firene, do you need the Zeku to help pin me down? Come on, you could take me in a 1v1.
Lance,
Yes.
please make me charm expression
Oh God.
Oh.
with a +3.
Oh, okay. You know what?
Oh.
That is a 9, so that is 1 success.
Oh God.
You know what, Lance? What you see happen is the Gundam literally wave off the Zeku, and Byron said, "I can deal with you myself."
Oh, so it is a date.
What?
And I think that's a good point to cut off that insanity for now.
Clyde! What do you want to do? You've just, as the camera pans back, you and Anne have just hit the deck. You're on the ground again.
Uh,
Well, since Mark's not saying anything, Anne, would you like to do anything?
Oh, my mic was muted.
There you go.
Okay.
That explains it.
How far is that?
Trouble
How far is that
something
Zeku on the base jabber?
Currently at a long distance from you.
How much is that doggy in the window?
I guess I'm gonna try and move closer and shoot it before it can escape.
And you start to see Clyde's Nemo start to walk away. Well, really run away. Towards the enemy, that is. But away from you.
And will follow.
Alrighty. The Zeku is going to attempt to dodge. Please, Clyde, make me a snapshot. At a -2.
So that would be an 11. All right, let's see.
If we both attempt a pincer attack, will that make it easier for one of us to hit?
I assume you two are going to follow up on this target, one after the other, so.
Right. Clyde first, since it's your turn.
You have to beat 3 successes.
Can I use a narrative die to re-roll that? That didn't roll very well.
Sure. You now have 4.
Dang. 1 success.
1 success. You know, it dodges. And, you know, you're falling right behind. Would you like to take a pot shot at this target as well?
I would like to, ideally,
Wait a minute,
kill
actually.
the dead.
Uh,
Yeah.
How many successes did you say?
1.
I forgot to account for frame damage. Roll me a tiebreaker, actually.
I will use you, green die. Do not fail me. You failed me. I rolled a 6.
I rolled a 5. Would you like to spend a narrative point to just guarantee this kill?
Sure.
Add another victory.
Let's go.
You know, you've gone from getting no victories ever to getting 3 in one day. That's actually pretty good.
I only got 2.
Oh, yes, that's right, too. Although I do feel
Clyde's
like you've
starting off.
decisively interfered in this combat. So we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
And, you know, two of you get to your position. You know, you see Clyde bring up the beam rifle and take a pot shot at this Zeku. And, you know, you see the Zeku swerve out of the way of the first beam and then get hit by the second as, you know, it blows up in air in like a blaze of glory.
Nice shot, Clyde.
Thanks.
Clyde, Anne, you see the second and third Zeku still hot on Duos' tail. Anne, would you like to interfere in that at all?
Let's see. Both Zekus are equally. How do I put this?
Disarmed? Unarmed?
Equally unarmed. Yeah, equally unarmed, so it shouldn't matter which one I pick.
Not
We're
really.
gonna
You
go.
have slightly better chances of killing the third Zeku, but that's a difference of success by 1.
Sure, let's shoot at the third Zeku. Bleed the helpless.
It's gonna try to dodge. Please make this at a -2.
I
Snapshot,
would
please.
like to. Alright, can I spend a narrative point and use a reaction for this?
You only have 3 narrative points right now. You could spend 2 reactions.
Probably best to save them. Let's use the reaction then.
Please make a snapshot at a flat then.
Oh, that is a result of
1 success on my end.
5 successes.
You blast the crap out of that Zeku. And, you know, it blows up next to the second one. Doing minor damage to it.
Feels the satisfying rush of victory.
Nice shot, Anne.
Mhm. Noise of acknowledgement.
The noise of acknowledgement. Yeah, another victory. I think, you know, and at this rate, you might get an ace at a day.
Hold on, let me check the. I've been tracking this. That is. I believe. Now, where is it written down? That is 5 victories
Ooh.
now.
Duos.
That is Ace and
Duos, you see the second Zeku start to wave off back towards that Titan's convoy from earlier. Wait, Pancake, are you preoccupied? Since you can't talk, I'll leave that for later. I'll be back to you once you can speak. Yes, keep that roll. That still counts. Lands.
What's up, boss?
She's gonna make another charge at you. What do you want to do?
Is she trying to swing fists at me again, or is she bringing out her beam saber?
Beam saber time.
All right. Well, Lance just ignites his beam saber and gets ready to parry. Unless it's actually like my action.
Yeah. Well, it's your reaction.
Okay.
Would you like to countercharge or just a parry?
We'll countercharge. That's more lands.
Completely insane shit.
Exactly.
Please make me a move check.
I also want to stress he's all right with a double knockout. So if he thinks he can get her, but it would have him knocked out, he will go for that. Just to clarify that, Goma.
9 successes on my end, which turns my melee wrath into a 19.
All right, on my end, that is melee wrath.
Did you make sure to do the move check first?
No, I have not. Let me do that.
Because the move check adds a positive modifier.
All right, it was 11 under 15 for the move check.
11 under 15. That's what? 5 successes?
Yes.
5 successes. Give yourself a +3.
All right, in that case, we have a 9 under 17 for the melee attack.
9
For
under
9
17.
successes.
What's 9 under 17?
9 successes.
Ooh, versus my 12.
Yeah, all right. So Lance is taking the hit.
You two clash as and what you see happen is basically Firene basically inserts her beam saber into your shield and essentially unlatches the arm, like the arm mount for it. It falls uselessly to the ground.
Lance laughs over the contact comms they have for a moment.
He's loving every second of this.
And I'm gonna pass the turn to you, Lance, because that seems most appropriate.
So as she digs her beam saber into his shield, Lance is literally just going to bring his own beam saber up because when she lowers hers to take the shield, and he's going to go for a decapitation strike to the head of the Gundam. He is not actually doing his signature move to disarm. He's trying to take out her head, which is not something she's seen him do before.
Alrighty then, make this at a -2.
Indeed.
Mechanically, targeting the head, which would apply 2 frame damage on your first success. So you
7
need.
success.
Oh, so that does go through. Wait. And she's gonna try to dodge out of the way.
Sounds fair.
Let's see. Oh, alrighty then. 13 successes and an awakening point for our the redhead.
Well, Lance is putting her through the paces, it sounds.
You try it and she backs out of the way.
You're good. You might even be as good as Connie.
And then Firene says, "I trained with the best." And that's what the Titans are.
I guess they're the best at killing civilians.
You say that and you get pushed back and another bind lands.
Yeah, it lands. It lands is contesting strength with strength here. Not a great idea against the Gundam, but he's just having fun at this point. Why does that bother you if you're still loyal to them?
Lands?
Uh-huh.
Maybe a charm expression at a +3.
All right, sure. Jesus Christ.
What'd you get?
So charm and expression at a +3 is a result of 3 under 9 for 7 successes.
7 successes. You see your waver the fuck out right now.
See, this was much better than my idea of getting her to capitulate.
And you hear Weekly say the captain is a great man.
I mean, I don't disagree, but great men can still make mistakes, and at what point does that become a you gotta think for yourself thing, Fyrene? Patch misses you. I like you. I like fighting you a lot too. We could fight all the time, and we could do it in a fun way where we don't blow up civilians.
Of all the people to say this, Lands has to be the one.
I think Lamb's is the perfect one to say this. What are you talking about?
No, it's very pot calling Kettle Black.
There's a particular aspect of this that is pot calling kettle black, and that is the think for yourself part.
Yeah, I was about to say I
The
wasn't.
rest
I
of
wasn't
it-
gonna say anything.
The rest of it lands is totally on our like sincerely true though about.
Yeah.
And then Lands, you see Fyrene say, I don't want to hear that from the guys working with the people who dropped a colony on her twice.
I mean, my colony was one of the ones gassed, and yet I'm still over here because they're not the ones killing civilians right now. Fire. Though I guess if you're a Titan, that just makes you less likely to listen to me. What? Aren't I subhuman? He will just push into the beam bind a little.
Patch. Or Duos. Who do you want to give the turn to?
Who am I after?
Oh no, this is Fyrene. I'm asking either of them. Which would one of you think would be more interesting to intervene in this right now?
Duos could intervene, especially
Wait,
with
what are
the.
the options?
Oh, was that Benny?
I said, what are the options?
So, Fyrene is currently done her action. Lance has done his.
Okay.
Just one reaction, and it's her turn. It's up to her to decide who to pass to. And I think the most interesting thing would be one of the players intervening. Would it be more interesting for Patch to get involved in this conversation or Duos at this very, very moment?
I personally think Patch
I-
because it's Patch's old
yeah.
best friend fighting his current best friend, kind of.
Yeah.
Especially
But
after the
my turn
awakening.
did.
Especially on the
My
awakening
turn
after
did
the
get skipped though.
I have
Patch.
an idea of a thing to do if
Patch, I have now given the turn to you. What do you want to
to
do? You
me.
see Lance on the ground duking it out with Fyrene. You can hear everything Lance is saying.
Okay.
And because they're talking shit to each other, Gundam style. You can hear everything Fyrene's saying.
Of course. So can I okay, I'm still on like the base jabber thing, right?
Yes.
Can I get off of that so I can join them on the ground? Or I guess yeah. Or fly it over so I am near them. I guess my question is where am I in proximity to them?
You're on the increasingly smaller furball up in the air.
Okay, so then I would like to jump down to their level. Can I make laser line comms with Furion?
Sure.
Okay. So over the comms, Patch is just like, he's right. You know, before we intervened, they were gonna blow up this town. Just, I don't know, for the hell of it, I guess. This isn't right. This isn't what we signed up for. Just stand down, please. I don't want to fight you. I don't want this to keep going. Your team's dead. There's no point. At least I think they're all dead. It would be
Lands,
really stupid.
you see, the Mark II come at you again, and it goes through the motions of a swing. And just about as it's about to hit your beam saber, it stops dead in its tracks. And then it like relaxes its posture and stands back up and deactivates the beam saber.
Right? Is she powering down or
She's been given no orders to power down.
power down, Fyrene? Come on.
You better be right
Please.
about this, Patch.
I promise I wouldn't lie. I miss you, okay? I miss you a lot. And I wouldn't want you to get hurt. These people are my friends.
Can your friends win?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Can your friends win?
I'm sorry, I did not process what you said.
Can your friends win?
Yes. We're fighting for the right thing.
It doesn't matter, it all means nothing if people from space keep dropping shit on Earth.
We're not gonna let that happen.
For everyone's sake, I hope you're right. And
The
then the
Titans just
Gundam
want to
powers
escalate the
down.
war.
Lands will
Patch.
call out over the comms to Connie and be like, Connie, how's it looking up there?
Furball, but nothing that can't be handled.
Patch.
Patch
Right.
just lets out like an audible sigh of relief and relaxes. Like just kind of collapses back in the cockpit.
Patch, you see around you, these Zekus are starting to leaving just you, first team, and the Gundam. You start to see off into the distance, 4 base jabbers. Yes, 4 base jabbers approaching. Friendlies.
Can I get in communication with them and tell them that the Gundam is surrendering? And or is
I
it like
assume
at
Lands
but
would
back,
have just
but
done
it's
that.
Will handle that.
okay. Okay.
Everyone, please take 1 mind damage. Except Lands, of course, because he's
Of
Lands.
course, of course.
By virtue of being Lands, he's fine.
His special brand of crazy means he doesn't
Yeah.
care. At least not in the ways a normal fatigue check works.
I propose that Lands should take my damage for doing the thing that gives us all our mind health back. No, I joke. Oh, that's upsetting.
Hey, Go Mine,
Yes?
did the 2 Zekus that I disarmed, did they run away or did they surrender?
Oh, they ran the fuck away.
gotten away yet?
All right, no more victories. No, surprisingly, no Connie dub this game.
It kind of
Granted, was
narratively makes
last
sense.
game a Connie dub.
Have the Zekus gotten away yet?
Yes, they have. Please,
Damn.
everyone. Everyone except Lance. Because Lance did not kill someone this session. Please roll me. Combat fatigue. Body.
Give me like 2 seconds. I'm currently in combat with an insect.
Rolling for hammers.
Yeah, roll for hammers for how bad I explode.
15.
Okay, I
All
got it.
right, body
I got it.
succeeded.
That is
Mind failed again by several degrees of magnitude.
Okay. So mind grit, right? Or
Body. Fatigue.
fatigue.
Yes, fatigue
Failed
body.
body.
Okay, sorry.
If you failed body, please take D3 mind health damage.
Connie is at 3 mind.
Anne is at 6
Oh.
mind. Lucky roll.
I got a 4. I
Okay.
actually didn't fail it this time.
Everyone.
Motherfuckers be like, Lands is so violent. Lands has the most peaceful takedowns in this game.
Lance has a violent personality. Lance has a personality that exults in combat and accepts violence. Anne is the motherfucker who is straight up murdering people.
Hey, speaking of that, Lance, want to hear some really great news?
Oh,
One of your pilots made ace today.
which one?
Anne.
All right, we'll have a little celebration for her. Connie will be given permission to not participate.
Anne does not mind that.
Well, I have ideas.
You know, you're all
Is Connie gonna barge in drunk?
Nope. Funnily enough, Connie stops drinking when he's at low mind health.
anyways, actually, that's not what's happening quite yet. So, Pouch. What you see happen
Yes.
is Clyde and Lance go to talk to Anne, but you notice that Connie's sort of like sulking off near his mobile suit as, you know, the rest of first and second team, second and third team are setting up a perimeter while you get some water and talk to one another.
Patch sees Connie kind of going off on his own and decides to follow him. After all, Patch still hasn't given him his gun back since he took it in the previous incident.
He would need that back.
Yeah. So he is following Connie. Where is Connie going? If it matters.
You find him sulked
He
out
is just,
underneath some tree. That's what I
yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, he's holding the Haro, and he's just kind of he's pondering his Haro. He's leaned up again.
Pondering
He
they
sat
orb.
down his back against a palm tree, pondering the Haro.
Patch walks up in front of him and holds out the gun, like holding the barrel, and like offering him the handle. And he's like, "Hey, I never gave you this back. Sorry. You probably need this."
The Haro leaps out of Connie's hands and just starts hopping around Patch, yelling, "Patch, Patch, Patch." Connie looks up.
Sorry, I had to meddle with something just now. I'm back now.
And he looks at the gun and he takes it. He ejects the magazine, racks the slide, Did you unload it, Vinny, or did Patch unload it, Vinny?
I think he wouldn't have touched it, to be honest. I think he would have just left it as Connie had it.
And Connie sighs. You still trust me with this thing after all of that?
I trust you. I
You're
think
not.
I think everyone makes decisions they're not fully thinking through when they're in a high emotional state, I guess. But I don't think that's reflective of you as a person. Do you mind if I join
Connie,
you?
he just nods his head to a patch of shade next to him. That's where you're
You
wrong,
took.
Patch.
What do you mean?
I I don't know how much you know about 1 year war aces, especially the lesser known ones such as myself. But
I know the
let
basics.
me you wanna know what the Zeeks called me?
What'd they call you?
The Spectre of Side 2. Because the poor bastards never saw me coming until I shot first. And then when I shot, I was away. Do you think, let me rephrase that, I have taken shots, even on the ground, thought impossible. Why do you think I struggled to shoot someone who murdered my best friend less than a foot away?
I guess because you know that it's more complicated than that. That she didn't do it out of her own free will. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the gist of it. You're right. I can't blame Anne for it. She's a cyber new type. She's programmed to follow whatever orders are given to her.
Yeah, it's horrifying, but I can't help but sympathize, I guess.
Hmm,
And
fair enough.
I don't know. It's I don't want to say it's not her fault, but I when someone when you trust someone and when you think you're right and when you think you're doing everything you can and all of your actions are working towards this greater plan for the good of humanity, you you overlook things. You let yourself be selectively blind and you don't realize the things you didn't let yourself think about until it all kind of hits you at once and you
Yep.
realize how much you've been ignoring the whole time.
Unfortunately, that's the lot in life for soldiers. We can't afford to think in the moment, and then we bottle it all up, everything up, and then it comes out at the worst times.
I'd like to think that at least now I know that they absolutely weren't in the Titans. That wasn't that wasn't anything close to the right thing.
You learned, and you made the right choice. No matter how hard it is, you did make the right choice.
I
Lance,
know.
Yes, God. Where am I needed?
you're talking to Anne with Clyde to congratulate her.
Oh, hey, good work, Ann. Ace, you made it. It's nice fighting enemies who are ontologically evil, right?
And Anne thinks for a little bit. Yes, it is.
Smiley face.
He is. I hope you realize what Lance is telling her is encouraging her to shoot surrendering enemies in the back more, right?
None of them surrendered. None of them
No,
surrendered.
not
If they had
surrender.
surrendered, Lands would be on your ass right now. But they were still fleeing, which meant they could have regrouped to fight more.
Glad to see Lance sees sense.
Again, Lance wouldn't be shooting people in the back, but he is not going to sit here like, you have to follow my honorable code of conduct if you're going to be in my squad.
Where's the thing? Where's the thing? Pictured Anne's honorable code of conduct.
Good soldiers follow orders.
I mean, it's a good thing that her commander is an honorable warrior amongst the AEUG, then, eh?
Yep. She would cook if she was answering to a war criminal.
Now,
And
I
when
do
I
have to
think
say, as much as I'm glad you're an ace now, try to go a little easy on shooting people in the back.
Anne tilts her head, they're still enemies.
Yeah, and they're legitimate military targets. I'm not going to sit here and whine about the morality of it or anything like that, or the horrors of it. But what I am going to tell you is it's just not sporting.
Maybe not.
Are you
But
the best pilot the Titans produced? He pokes her on the shoulder.
Anne very sorely wants to say yes.
Because clearly you're the deciding factor in this war.
I think you're probably one of the best they ever got. So I know you can fight these people without shooting them in the back. So when you hit double ace, I don't want any of it to be back shots. Got it?
Anne appears to internally struggle, but she nods.
Good sergeant.
Wait, did you just good dog her?
Pat on the shoulder.
Incredibly.
I mean, what would you prefer? The like a hair ruffle?
That would be a lot funnier, to be honest.
Clyde has a very like conflicted look on his face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what
all
is
right.
Clyde thinking?
I, he's just like,
But if they're retreating, doesn't that mean they're going to regroup and attack us later?
So shoot him then.
Clyde's just like, it's not a bad message, but the way he's delivering is like, it feels unethical because it's like, okay, yeah,
Something about this
It's
is
just-
wrong.
something's wrong. He can't quite put it together.
I believe in your skill set, Anne. I believe you can beat them. So beat them.
Aren't I beating them if they lose the fight and I kill them?
Yeah, I suppose. But again, it's not sporting, is it? Doesn't the spirit of the contest matter to you? The proving your superiority over them?
Hmm. But we don't make. And alright, give me a second to phrase this. Yeah, but we use unfair tactics a lot of the time anyway.
So?
What's the difference between that and shooting them in the back when they run away?
Well, what's the difference between an ambush and shooting someone in the back?
0.
No, there is a big difference. The difference is to set the ambush, you had to scout the location, get your enemy to go into that location, maintain your stealth from the enemy the entire time, and then expertly dispatch them one by one before they can react or escape. But shooting someone in the back, they're already done fighting for now. There's no sport in it. You didn't have to do anything other than make them scared.
We still had to win the fight, though.
Not necessarily. Morale is a strange thing. You don't even have to defeat the enemy to truly make them run. You just have to make them feel defeated. You have to psychologically devastate them into running away, where that is their best option. But that's not a sporting victory. That's just kind of mean.
Anne looks at Lance like she doesn't quite get it.
Now you're
Think of it like
joining
this.
Clyde in his confusion.
Think of it like this. Turn around.
Anne turns around.
If I shove you from here, does that make me better than you?
No, you told me to turn around.
Right. But if you turn around and I shove you and I manage to knock you back over, does that make me stronger than you?
If we were fighting and I showed you my back and you took advantage of it, I guess.
Ah, but I wouldn't do that. Why?
The look of bafflement deepens.
Ah, well, yeah, I don't want to be preaching to you too much. You'll figure it out or you won't. It's your choice at the end of the day. Either way, remember what I said. No more
Oh,
back shots until at least
oh,
you get 10 victories.
okay, Lieutenant.
You've got this, Sergeant.
Anne has elected to parse this as an order.
Lance, other good news. Clyde, got, what was it, 2 victories today? It was the base
Clyde!
jabber and a Zeku, I believe.
It's two mobile
Lance,
suits.
Lance
Two
says
mobile
Clyde.
suits.
Lance says Clyde as if Clyde isn't standing right next to him and turns towards him and grabs his shoulders and goes, "Good work today, Lieutenant.
Uh, thanks, boss.
You did great."
Clyde kind of tries to suppress the smile, but it's still there.
I knew you could do it. I told you. You just had to have the right circumstances, and they were today. And now you're going to be ace in a week.
About that.
If we catch up with them within the week, maybe.
Yeah, that's a fair point. How about this? Within the next 2 combats, I think you'll be an ace.
We'll see if the luck falls in my favor.
Oh, it will. I'll make sure of it.
What do you mean by that?
What does Lance mean by that? Who knows?
Does Lands know?
I don't even know. I mean,
If
No,
only there was a deity overseeing our emotions that possibly gives us favor when
you're right. I
Lands
should
tells
talk
us
to the
to do
koala.
things.
that's on the same level as illusionary memories.
You guys
Yeah,
go celebrate for a bit. I'll join you as soon as I can. I'm going to go check on the prisoner of war.
wait, first we should ask Lance the thing.
What thing did you want to ask me, Sergeant?
Uh, why don't you kill your enemies?
Lance blinks and goes, "Well, why would I?"
You're fighting them.
Yeah, but just because you're fighting someone doesn't mean you have to kill them. Disagree with someone, it doesn't mean I have to fight them.
Yeah, but they're the enemy in war.
Well, the enemy shifts. One day it's someone, and then the next day it's someone else. At the end of the day, they're going to put down their arms, and most of them are going to be back in federal service again. If I'm known as the guy who killed all these guys, well, I guess it would give me more fights, but no, it's just not right.
He's giving her the boss speech. No such thing as an enemy in absolute terms.
Yeah, listen. What I learned a long, long time ago is that the lines between enemy and friend shift in every fight. So why kill someone who could be my friend?
Anne appears to process this easier than the earlier conversation about backshot,
Think of it like
about
this, Ian.
shooting enemies in the back.
Think about it, Ian. If I thought that way and I fought that way, you'd be dead right now. But instead, you're here, you're in my unit, and you're my friend.
That makes sense.
Exactly. So it's just, yeah, I just don't like it. I never have. Something about it bothers me. It makes me feel bad. He shakes his head and then walks away. So I'll catch
Wait,
you all later.
Lance, would you do it if
Someone
Commander
better
Hunt
be.
told you to?
Lance pauses and looks over his shoulder. Well, would I kill someone if Lieutenant Commander Hunt told me to?
Yeah,
Well, what's the context here? Who am I killing?
she just says it. No explanation.
Well, then no. Come on, I'm not a robot, Lance chuckles. Why would I just kill someone because Lieutenant Commander Hunt says to do it? It's wrong. I just wanted a whole thing about how it makes me feel bad, and I don't like killing people. Lieutenant Commander Hunt saying, kill this person, would just probably make me try to beat them. Because then, if I beat them, I can take them prisoner and defeat them anyways.
Hmm.
But I guess if there was an explanation, and depending on the circumstances. I mean, look at Anne, right? Like, Anne, would you kill someone if I told you to?
All eyes turn to Anne.
Anne does not elaborate.
Anne hasn't
Anne
said
doesn't even
anything.
respond.
Well, she said yes.
Oh, I suppose I should have seen that one coming. Anyways, he turns back to Claude. I don't do that. And also, it just, again, it's just not sporting. To me, the whole goal of conflict should be to minimize death. Like, that's why I fight the way I fight and why I do what I do. I don't want people to die. I don't want civilians to die. I don't want the enemy to die. I don't want you guys to die. If it happens, but it's nothing to celebrate. It's nothing to feel good about. At the end of the day, someone still died. But I also don't waste time being sad.
Huh. Where did you get this way of thinking? I don't.
What are you
It
talking
didn't come
about?
from Hunt. Did you just come up with this on your own?
Of course I did.
Huh.
He kind of tilts his head, grinning. What? You think Lieutenant Commander Hunt programmed a set of instructions into me or something? No, nothing like that. She's a mentor and I admire her greatly. But I've never agreed with her stance on killing people. And honestly, you know what makes me feel even better about it? She doesn't agree with her stance on killing people. Every day she would tell me that killing people is wrong, that it's a horrible thing to do, that you shouldn't kill, that there's no forgiveness when you kill someone. It doesn't matter if you kill one or 100, you still took a life. See, that's why I think you're all crazy. Look how easily you'll send people to nothing. So odd. But then you have guys like Patch sometimes who he doesn't want to send people to nothing, but because he fears it so much, he doesn't do anything to stop them from going to nothing. Guys like Constantine spent their entire career sending people to nothing, and now it's all they can see. I guess that's really what it comes down to. If you kill enough people, I don't think you can stay human. I think you can come back from it, but at the end of the day, what is it like? He kind of tilts his head thinking about it. I really don't know.
Very interesting way to phrase it around Anne. If you kill enough people, you can stop being human.
That's
Oh
why it's
no.
important that you monitor yourself, that you moderate, that you keep it steady, that you try to do everything in your power not to kill. That's the way I see it for myself, at least. I'm not here to throw stones at anyone else, but you all look crazy.
And yeah, that is a great line.
It honestly makes me feel crazy sometimes. I feel like I'm the only one sane one here. And he kind of gives that wide Lane's grin before walking away.
Clyde's got a bit of a smile. He looks satisfied. He walks away.
And sorry, you first.
That was it.
Anne is lost in thought. A lot of things to think about. But there's something about what he says about killing enough people and not staying human that twigs something. This is somebody who already has the dehumanization going. If you kill enough people, you get to stop being human.
Clyde and Ann got two completely different things out of this conversation.
Yeah. There is the competing. There are competing impulses at play here.
Lance,
Yes.
do you want to go to see the prisoner first, or
Or
go find Connie and Patch, wherever the hell they went?
he assumes they're having father-son bonding time, so he'll leave them to it for a bit, and then he'll go talk to Firene.
You find her.
Is she in the brig? Like,
Well, you're in the middle of nowhere, essentially.
is she in the pen we have designated the brig? Like,
More like a
Gerald
patch of
Kent.
dirt
Gerald
you've
Kent.
the patch of dirt you've designated the collection point.
Hey, Firene, how you doing?
She doesn't answer.
You all right?
Again, no
Need any
answer.
water or anything? Like, just kind of stares at her.
Is there something you need?
I just wanted to check on you. Are you okay?
I don't want your sympathy.
I'm not here to give you sympathy. Unless, does water count as sympathy?
You see the guards standing watch over her, sort of like give each other a look.
What do you guys think? Does bringing water count as giving someone sympathy, or is it just human decency? He kind of turns to the guards, confused.
Well, in this heat, it is kind.
But do you not want kindness, Firene? He turns to Firene.
Sorry, Perry. You're making me think about these responses a lot more than I usually have to. And she says, "Not from an enemy."
Well, we're not enemies anymore. You joined us.
Huh?
Do you not know how this goes? We almost always recruit our prisoners. It's like our main thing. What, you're just gonna sit out the rest of the war and sit in a patch of dirt staring at nothing?
Yeah.
Why? It's boring.
I'm not gonna fight my friends.
Okay, why not? You were fighting Patch, he's your friend.
We were fighting to get him back.
Okay, and now we can fight to get your friends back.
They're
The
not
more,
gonna do that.
I mean, with your help, they might. Who knows how many more we could take alive and spare from having to go through something horrible. You're really just gonna sit it out?
Yeah, until this all crashes and burns.
I really thought better of you than that.
Wait. Vinny, you're
Yeah.
echoing again.
Oh, fuck. Hold on. Is that any better?
Hello, hello, hello. Anyways, Perry, you were saying?
Basically, Lance says, I really thought better of you than that.
How is not wanting to fight my friends ends worse?
Well, you're just content to do nothing?
No, this will all blow over. Probably.
Well, that's just sitting and doing nothing until it blows over.
No,
I thought you were a fighter. You don't want to be out there trying to do what's right, atoning, working on things, trying to bring them in alive so that they don't die. You're just going to see how it goes.
and she gets a contemplative look. No, it's really they'll call upon me again when the Zeeks rise up again.
Okay, that still doesn't answer my core point if you're just going to sit here doing nothing until the Zeeks rise up.
It won't be long.
I don't care if it's long or not. It's just the core. I feel like we're really speaking two different languages here about my point, Farine.
Perhaps we are. Why are you here again?
Well, I just wanted to check up on you, give you some water, see how you were feeling, but I will leave you alone to it. Here's your water. He puts it on the ground next to the patch of dirt, being very careful and formal not to enter the patch of dirt that is the area. Well, I hope patch can change your mind, but you have a good one. Enjoy sitting it out, I guess.
Patch.
Yeah.
You
Hi.
arrive at the aforementioned patch of dirt.
Delightful.
Can Lansby leaving his patch arrives?
Sure.
He will just say to Patch, he was like, you good luck talking to her because she's just kind of, he leans in, she's kind of just being a defeatist.
I'll see what I can do, I guess.
It's kind of a bummer. And with that, Lance walks away.
Um, so Patch just kind of like awkwardly walks over. Um, he looks very conflicted. Um, he's just kind of like, like messing with the sleeve of his uniform. He looks very much like he doesn't really know what to do in this situation. He's thought a lot about seeing Furion again, and as much as he's wanted to, it's now, he's what's the word? He has the opportunity to talk to her, and it's like he can't find the words to say, and eventually just like I missed you. I missed you a lot.
You know,
I hope
this
I hope
reminds me a
you
lot of 85, remember? Remember the wine bottle?
yeah.
And when the cops came and your dad had to get us out.
Are you saying you think Dad's just gonna show up and get us out of here? Is that what you're saying? I don't want to go back.
No, it's like remember I usually had to look out after you, right?
Yeah.
How's it feel on the other side?
I just I just don't I don't want to see anyone I care about getting hurting people. And I know what I wanted to I think I know what you wanted to fight for. And now we're on the side where we can actually do that. We can actually do something that matters and help people. Isn't that what you wanted?
Patch, I've always wanted a safe Earth sphere.
And so do I. All the Titans were doing was just escalating things, attacking people who just wanted to. I don't. I'm not going to pretend like I know all the answers are or that I've figured all of this out. All I know is that I don't think we have to kill each other, and I don't think that we should operate like this is inevitable. And I don't think the AEUG is perfect. I don't think the Federation is perfect. I don't think any kind of institution we set up would be perfect, but at least the people here want to take the necessary steps to make it so we don't have to just wait around for the next war to start. And
How,
I want you to
how,
help me.
how are you sure the next war hasn't already started?
It probably has, because I can't do anything. I'm a person, but I don't know. If the next war's already started, then make sure another one doesn't start after. Yes. I just I'm sick of this acting like everything is just doomed to unfold in a specific way. I don't want to just accept that. And I don't think we have to just because we're soldiers. I don't think we have to just do what we're told. I don't think that Dad said that war demands things of you and that it's just your duty as a soldier to do what you have to do and that you're not supposed to think about it. You're not supposed to let it bother you because signing up, volunteering, doing this kind of work means that that's not supposed to be something about. But I think that's wrong. I think you can fight for something you believe in. And I think that if you're fighting, it should be for something. Then, and I think that you should feel something and you should question the people who are taking orders from. I think you should only pick up a gun or get in a mobile suit if it's to defend something you care about. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what I want you to do with me.
No, Patch.
What do you mean, no?
She looks up into the sky. I think things are only going to get worse from here.
They don't have to.
They don't, but they will.
Then we'll survive it. And we'll be the people to rebuild afterwards.
How sure are you that you'll survive?
I can't be sure, but I don't intend to die, and I don't intend to let any of my friends die. So I'm going to do whatever I can to out on the other side of what the hell is about to happen so I can be one of those people pushing for a better future. I have to believe that. Otherwise, there's no point in fighting at all.
You beat the Titans, then what?
Then we reform the Federation better.
What if the Assembly says no?
We petition for the Assembly to. I don't know. I'm not a politician. Again, I told you, I'm not going to pretend like I have all the answers. I just have to believe that someone out there does, and that what I'm doing is pushing towards that.
You mean someone like Charles?
Dad, I don't think Dad's evil. I just don't think I don't think he I think if he knew what was really going out here and for these people and fuck, I don't know. I miss him. I miss him a lot. And I wish I could just agree with you that we should just listen to what he says and that he wouldn't lead us astray because I don't think he's doing it to hurt us. I don't think he wants anything bad to happen. But I can't just close my eyes and let him lead us anymore. I can't just choose to be blind.
Captain Beaumont's not
Maybe
blind. He knows very much what we're doing out here and why it's important.
then why can he just ignore killing people who don't have the capacity to fight back? Why is that just fine for him?
Because the alternative is worse.
The alternative?
Xeon. And that's where I'm going to cut the episode.